Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope my voice is audible to everybody. On behalf of Adarsha Shikshana Samiti's College of Commerce and Department of Computer Science, I heartily welcome all the participants, my colleagues, and my dear students for this national level webinar uh, organized by the Department of Computer Science on the topic Uses of IT tools in teaching and learning process. With this warm welcome, I would like to invite Mr. Mohit Kumarji, who has been invited as a chief guest as well as a resource person for this national level webinar. With this, I would like to introduce Mohit Kumarji, who is having a well knowledge and experience over around 9.5 years of experience in development side, and he has extensively worked on technologies like .NET frameworks, JavaScript frameworks, HTMLs, etc. He has also worked with the CMMI level 3 and 5 companies like Capgemini and HP. And currently he is working in Wipro Technologies, Bengaluru. With this, I welcome Mohit Kumarji also. Now I'm going to hand over the session to Mohitji. Mohitji,
Hello.
ha sir. Mohitji, you can continue the session, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. Thanks. Thanks for inviting me for the webinar and giving me the opportunity to describe the tools and the technologies that we can use for connecting the students and connecting with our colleagues. So, I have prepared one presentation so that I am going to present. So in which I'll describe that what all tools and how we are going to use those tools. Let me know once it is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, it is visible.
Okay. So first of all, thanks everyone for joining. So the agenda of today is the usage of IT tools in teaching and learning. So we all are aware that during this pandemic, we have to connect. We have to use the IT tools and softwares to connect with our colleagues, with our friends, connect to connect with our colleagues and everyone. So, what all tools are available in the market that we can use for our daily purpose and for our activities? So, I have listed out the few things that I'm going to describe. Before that, the first thing is that what we should have before starting our before using the softwares. Like we should have a desktop, laptop, or a smartphone. We should have the usual softwares. We should install the browsers like Chrome, IE, Firefox, or Safari, and other accessories we should have like headphone, earphone, camera, and a speaker, so easily we can connect and will not get any disturbance or issues during connectivity. So what are the ways through we can communicate online? There are multiple ways through which we can communicate online. You can see the points. There are various ways. One is the video conferencing via email, via social networking sites, via audio conferencing, via VoIP, chat rooms, and various forums. So these are the various ways through which we can communicate, we can connect, we can collaborate online. So what are the tools available we have? There are plenty of the tools available on the net. If you'll go, there are thousands of applications which is offline and online you can get. So there are plenty of application which is on online mode and which supports applications like iOS, Android, etc. So I have, out of which I have listed a few applications which is commonly used in our organizations, so which we have gone through and which is widely used. So I have listed out these things. So one is that Cisco WebEx meeting. So second one is your Skype, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Join Me, Google Hangouts, and your conference. Most of you have gone through or used this one. So it is a kind of option is that free of use, and second one is that premium. So for the premium one, you need to pay some amount. So in that case, you will be able to use the full resource and utilize their full system. So in the free options, we have limited options. Like number of participants will be limited, number of resource we can use the limited, and the timing will be limited. Like if you are using the freeware, it will be limited to the 40-minute to 50-minute. So, but if you are using the premium one, so it will be unlimited. So based on your need, based on your need, we have to see if you are okay with the 40-minute to 50-minute session. So you can schedule using any of these tools, and you can schedule multiple meetings and add the participants in that one. So, and a host, a host can schedule multiple meetings, and he can see his calendar that what all meetings he has scheduled and when he has to going to join. So he can add reminder and everything. So if you are using Chrome or any Firefox, you can add the plugins as well. So it will give you a reminder that there is a session you need to attend. So my preference will be, my suggestion will be to all of you that choose any of the tool which supports both, means which is available on the web platform as well as on mobile platform, because we do not know the other person who is going to join, what kind of technology he is using, what kind of physical device he is using. Maybe I want to connect with my laptop. The person who wants to join, he might wants to connect with his phone device, smartphone, or someone wants to connect with the desktop. So we have to see this availability, and this supports what tools, which tool is good for us, and what kind of support we need. So based on that, we have to choose the tools. So whatever I have selected here, so it is available in a web as well as in mobile platform, both. So you can select any of these tools. So maximum duration, meeting duration, it will provide for the free meeting. It will be the 50 minutes for each session. So So I have taken the screenshots for this one. So what will be the URL and how you are going to set up a meeting. So I'll tell about one of the meeting, like how, for example, we are taking Zoom. So how we are going to set up a Zoom account and how we are going to host a meeting and how we are going to join a meeting. Similar way, you can have you can join your WebEx session or your TeamViewer session, any of the sessions. So almost the screens will be, the options will be almost similar. The UI will be little slightly different. So so I'm going to describe for one, like this is the landing screen of your Zoom account. So once you will reach to this landing page, you will be able to see there is an option: join a meeting, host a meeting, sign in, and sign up for free. So once you'll go for the sign up for free, so it will ask to register yourself as a host. So you need to provide your email ID, password, and etc. Otherwise, you can log in. You can authenticate your credentials using a Google login or Facebook login. And if you are having any SSO, your own third party, your own website, which is having SSO enabled, single sign-on enabled, that also you can use for your for setting up your account. Later, once this is created, so this will be the landing page once you will log in. So there you can see multiple options. You will get like upcoming meetings. If you have already schedules, you can see, you will be able to see the list here. So otherwise, if you are going to schedule a new meeting, so you need to click on this option called schedule a new meeting. So after this, you will get a form which you need to fill. So which will have your a meeting name, and when you want to schedule your meeting, what will be the duration, what will be the agenda, and what is the time zone. It will be a reoccurrence or not, means like if you want to schedule that meeting which will be reoccurrence, so that also option also you can schedule. And once you are done, save, so that meeting is done. After that, you will get this option. So once this is done, so this is what I was telling you earlier. Like if you are having add-ons, you can add this meeting invite in your Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, Yahoo Calendar, which most of the calendars, most of the widgets it is supporting. So it will give you the reminder so that your meeting is scheduled at this particular point of time, and you can easily navigate through that. So this is the passcode and this is the invite link. So this invite link you need to send it to. So there is an option called copy invitation, which you need to copy and you need to send it to other participants. So when you will do this one, so it will open like this. So to the recipients, you have to send this meeting ID and you need to pass the passcode, which they can go and they can join as a meeting meeting guest. So the others, so once this is scheduled, so you can see in the landing page, it will show like this. And to join a meeting, there is an option called join a meeting. So mostly in almost all the video conferencing site, you will have this kind of option. You will have a host a meeting, you will have a join a meeting. So the UI will be slightly different, like same as WebEx is there. So WebEx is also having the similar kind of feature. So I think Zoom is providing the 40-minute limitation for the free uses. If you go to the audience is also limited, I think it is 40 to 50. But if you are using WebEx, so it is more faster and it is a product of Cisco. So it is allowing around 100 participants at a time, and the duration will be 50 minutes for each one. And it is having a lot of options. Like if you're two teams you want to merge, so you have WebEx Teams also, and there is an individual also called WebEx. So I'll prefer to go select either WebEx or Zoom. And similar way, you have Skype also. So Skype is having a limitation up to 10 members only. So at a time if you are using a free one, so you can set up meeting with the 10 people. If we are using Skype for business, then you have a unlimited, means 250 participants you can add at a point of time, and you can host a meeting. So there is another one called join.me. So this is online. There is no offline version for join.me. So it's easy, quick. Like if you want to share your screen, you want to connect with someone, maximum 10 participants. So it's you just need online join.me. You can just go and click on join meeting and share the passcode with the others, so others will be able to use. Same, and this is the new platform which Microsoft has come up with. This is the Microsoft Team Collaboration Framework. So this is launched by 2000. Last year it is launched, and it is very popular. So here we can see like multiple people can share. So this platform, what I can say, this will use your less bandwidth. This is more user friendly, and this is mostly used in the corporate nowadays, because it is having more options, like it is having whiteboard, dashboard, presenting your system, sharing your files, hosting environments, hosting your files, recordings, a lot of things it provides. The similar way, you can use in the Google platform also. So you need a Google account to log in with this one and set up your meeting. This is called meet.google. So it is almost similar to your Zoom or your Microsoft Team meeting. So next one is your Uber conference. So this is quite similar. So this is less used. So here also the participants maximum will be 10 if you are using a freeware. If you are using a paid version, here also you can add a number of users in the conference. The next topic is your remote desktop tools. What all tools available we have for the remote connectivity. So the first one which we discussed was for video conferencing and sharing your presentation. So it is useful when you want to connect with the multiple people at a time. But if you want to connect with any individual access, then you can use these tools to connect with the individual and access their system. So I have listed out plenty of the tools, but mostly used are TeamViewer and Remote Desktop. So Remote Desktop comes with the default with the Microsoft framework. So you need to type MSTSC and it will open a window. So where you need to put the IP address of the connectee, and it will connect you to that desktop, and you will be access the resources, their entire system. So this tool is helpful when like you have given some assignment and in someone is facing problem, you want to check, you want to log into their system and see what actually he is facing. So what happens when you are doing the video conferencing, you will not be able to access his system. You can only view. But if you are using these tools, you will be easily able to access their system and can provide them maximum support. Same way. So next one we have like how you can host the files. Suppose you are doing the sessions. You have recorded the sessions. So how you are going to host the files, where you are going to host the files, and how people are going to use. So these are the popular platforms where you can host the files for free, and you can share to the concerned person so he can use those links and he can see the sessions. So this will be helpful, like few of the people will not be able to join the session, and later if they want to use the they wants to go through what was happening and uh, what was done in the past. So always go through. So in YouTube and TED, Google Drive, Vimeo, Twitch, Dailymotions. So out of which YouTube, most of you have used YouTube and Google Drive. So in YouTube, if you'll create a channel and others can subscribe. So whenever you'll post a file there, so automatically they'll get a notification. So that new video or new session has been included, and so they can go through. So no need to send the invitation each time. So it's good if you creating a channel over YouTube and others are subscribing that one. This is the very easy platform. Another one is TED and Google Drive. For TED and Google Drive, TED you need to give the YouTube video link. So so it's a common platform again for hosting your videos and for uh, any tutorial. So it will you need to give a topic, and against that topic you need to post your videos. So that will be and that URL you need to share with the others. So others, when they will go and they can search, they can navigate any point of time. So these all are the freewares. These all are the widely used tools and platforms which is being used in almost all the IT companies as well, and in all the organizations as well. So the other thing is, like, if you want to perform any online quiz and assignments, what are the platforms we have? So again, for that you will have so many platforms you have, but nowadays the a popular platform we can say it's a Kahoot, and it's a Google Classroom where you can where a organizer can set up a complete platform. He can set up a quiz, and it will so we can say it will be a kind of a real time. So one side I am creating a quiz and I can see what all the participants are giving the answer, and last I can reveal that one. So there is two websites for this one Kahoot. One is for kahoot.com, which is for host, and for guest it is for kahoot.it, where it just need to enter the pin. Once you enter the pin, it will take you to the quiz section, a specific quiz. So this is very good platform. And same way, you if you want to collaborate with a wide range of audience, you can use the Google platform as well for the similar kind of online quiz and assignments. So other platforms we have, like Edmodo and Socrative. So this also provides the similar kind of platform where you can create a game kind of quiz also. You can create a videos also kind of. You can communicate with the parents. You can see the student performance. So those all graphs and everything you can customize. So so it's a very good platform for all these kind of activities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Mohit sir. So,
So I'll open the forum. So yeah, if anyone is having any query, any specific tool they wants to know, or anything specific they wants to get to know, then I'm ready to provide such information.
I request participants to raise the hands so that I can unmute them so that they can go for clarification of their doubts. Okay, with this, I feel every participants have understood the concept of this webinar, and everything is clear. I hope. So with this, I would like to thank Mr. Mohit ji for spending their valuable time, precious time with us, and for sharing their knowledge with us. Thank you, Mohit ji, and we also
Thanks,
looking
Iswajit.
forward your support like this only.
Sure, sure. So later also, if you have any queries, any specific tool you want to go through, so you just consolidate and you can send me a mail so I can share the videos or
Okay, sir.
links.
So one more,
So
one more
whichever
thing.
is,
Participants are
yeah,
asking your PPT, sir.
yeah, sure. I'll share with you.
Okay, okay, sir.
Sure, sure. So no further queries, so we can wind up. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, sir. And one more important notification for participants. The feedback form link I will communicate through WhatsApp group. Kindly fill up the feedback form so that you can get e-certificate for participation. Thank you on behalf of Adarsh Shikshana Samiti's College of Commerce and Department of Computer Science for joining this national level webinar. Thank you, one and all.
Thanks everyone.